I was 16, living with my grandmother. It was unbearable. She loved me, yes, but it was suffocating totalitarian love wrapped in strict rules. Every step I took, every decision I made became a reason for a lecture. Forgot to wipe the table? Your life will be just as dirty. From the table to a ruined family, it's only one step. Dressed in something she deemed inappropriate? You're shaming the family name. This is the path to ruin. My ripped jeans were a personal insult, which she tried to sow while I slept. Our relationship was stretched to the breaking point, but the last straw finally came. I got a good grade, a B, in a difficult subject. I expected praise. Instead, I heard, "A B is not excellent." You must have been lazy, thinking about boys instead of studying. In that moment, I snapped, "I'd rather live on the streets. I'd rather face a maniac than listen to your nagging." I grabbed my backpack and ran out of the house. The first minutes of freedom were intoxicating. I bought forbidden food, felt grown up, but by nightfall, the euphoria faded. I had nowhere to go. I decided to spend the night in an old abandoned park at the edge of town. It was huge, dark, and empty. I found an old wooden playhouse on a broken playground, climbed inside and tried to sleep. Night came fast, and the silence was oppressive, not comforting. Then I heard footsteps, slow, rhythmic, approaching me. The city had been searching for months for someone the press called the Quiet Hunter. He chose lonely victims, left no witnesses. The footsteps stopped right beneath the playhouse. "Girl, you shouldn't be here." A quiet, velvety voice, worried but calm. I curled up, silent. "I know you can hear me. I saw you hiding. I know it's hard for you. I had a tough childhood too." I was constantly judged. A chill ran down my spine. He wasn't just crazy. He was trying to connect with me somehow. Through the crack in the playhouse appeared a pale hand. It didn't try to grab me. It simply waited. "Come to me. I won't judge you for your mistakes." My mind raced for an escape. I was trapped. He was waiting. And then my grandmother's nagging popped into my head. "Are you sitting in the cold? You'll get sick. Your lungs can't handle it. You're always sick, and then just lying around." The absurdity of that thought gave me a surge of strength. I remembered her main rule. If something threatens your life, use everything, even your flaws. I hurled my backpack into the waiting hand. There was a dull thud and a soft, irritated "tch," as if he disapproved of my defiance. I leapt out and ran, not looking where I was going. I heard him breathing close, heavy and fast. And then I saw light. At the edge of the park stood my grandmother with a tiny flashlight. Her face was pale, but when she saw me, she did something incredible. She aimed the light at my eyes and shouted with a force I had never heard. "Where's your hat? It's freezing outside. Put on your scarf and those dirty sneakers." Her voice wasn't fear. It was pure, absolute irritation. The maniac, just a few steps away, stopped dead. He had been expecting silence and weakness. Instead, he ran into a storm of domestic fury. He recoiled and vanished into the dark. Grandmother grabbed my hand and dragged me home. "Do you even realize what you've dragged me into?" she hissed, trembling. At the doorstep, she stopped, looked at me, and barely holding back tears, added, "And you know the most important thing? If you had folded your things neatly, like I taught you, I wouldn't have noticed you were gone and would have woken up later. Can you ever pay attention to details?" That was her love. Her nagging had saved me from the person hunting my despair. Time passed. The nagging didn't stop. Now every sock left out of place, every light left on. It wasn't just a sign of carelessness. It was protection. She made my world so inhospitable to chaos that no maniac dared linger. I became hyper-aware. Not out of fear of her, but fear of him. I checked the doors twice, my old phone, moved silently. I knew running away was a mistake, but the hunter had seen me. He knew my despair, and that made him dangerous. A week passed. I started to think it was over. But then, on the kitchen fridge, I noticed a new note. Not in her handwriting, Perfect. Calligraphic. It said, "Your grandmother left the toothpaste cap open." That's bad. I should have told her. But she was too loud. "I understand why you ran away, but I don't understand why you came back. Mistakes are opportunities. Don't make the same one twice. You know where to find me if you tire of rules again." At the bottom, a tiny, perfectly stitched symbol. A cold sweat ran down my back. He was here. He had been in the house when we weren't. He knew about my grandmother's nagging, the toothpaste, her loudness. And he used her own method. Notes. I grabbed my phone to call her, scream, call the police, but what would I say? A maniac left me a note about toothpaste on the fridge? The police would laugh. Grandmother would scold me. I understood his game. He didn't want to kill immediately. He wanted me to choose. He played on my aversion to rules, offered freedom through fear and uncertainty. I tore the note and the tiny paper crane, hid the scraps, and sat on the couch, waiting. 20 minutes later, the door opened. Grandmother appeared, bag in hand, absolutely displeased. She set the bags down and went straight to the kitchen. "What is this? Where are my reminders? Did you take them down?" I showed her the spot where the note had been. She bent over, looked closely, ran a finger along the fridge. Her face showed no fear, only disgust. "Listen to me. This rude person dared to leave their mess in my house." She grabbed a cloth and started cleaning the spot where the note had been. "Remember, my dear, the main rule, never let dirt settle. If you live carefully, no intruder will dare leave a trace." I realized I had a choice: live in the chaos he offered, or live in the fortress built from her rules and details, a fortress impenetrable to any filth.